I'm Paula Miller from Neighborhood Housing Services of Greater Cleveland, and thanks Samantha for that. It does take all of us together, and I think with Jim's presentation and with Samantha's, it just goes to show that there's lots of tools in the toolbox that we have to use to solve this problem. It's not going to be one or the other. It's going to take the throwing of the sharks, it's going to take the creating of a land bank to really get at to creating the city and our communities that we want to see for the future. So I'll just say that to start us off. Neighborhood Housing Services of Greater Cleveland has been around for over 35 years, and we've been doing mostly home buyer education, home repair loans, and home maintenance workshops. We have now been doing more and more home ownership preservation in the foreclosure prevention work. We are a partner with the county's 211 program. I brought lots of these, okay? It's the foreclosure prevention program that Jim helped create earlier. So please take as many of these as you want. I brought a whole bunch over there for you to have your folks easily call 211, and they will be referred to, I think, how many? There are 6 of us now, 6 counseling agencies to get help that they need. So I really, Jim put a lot of work into creating this program, as well as the county commissioners. I want to make sure that everyone gets these because it's an easy resource. So what I'm going to talk about is what happens after they call 211. And once they come to NHS or to any other housing counseling agencies, what they get is a one-on-one counseling session. And we all do excellent work, and unfortunately, there's actually plenty of work for all of us. So, you know, there's, you know, it's I guess a bad problem to have, but it is a problem. There's plenty of work. So, once they call 211 and they get to one of us, if they call NHS, they're going to meet with a counselor one-on-one immediately, and then we're going to take a look at their budget. We're going to take a look at their credit. We're going to see, can they still afford the home? I mean, that is a reality now. We talked about the adjustable rate mortgages, the bad loans, but the other half of it is the economy, okay? People just are not making the money they used to, and prices are going up. So we're going to see, can you still afford this loan? Are there other options for you, such as refinancing? Maybe they're okay and we can get them into another loan. So once they do that, I think a homeowner just immediately has a sense of relief that, you know, there's someone else out there that can help us, okay? And this resource is out there for all of your communities. And we've already done work in other communities such as Maple Heights. We go out there once a month. Tony Jones has set up a monthly meeting. We were in Garfield Heights last night. We were in Warrensville Heights last week. Is Councilman Deborah Hill here?
Yeah, Deborah's nice.
Okay, I think as soon as the agenda went out, she was on the phone and said, can you come on out and talk to my folks? So please don't hesitate to give us a call. We need, as much as publicity has been done around this issue, unfortunately, still more needs to happen, okay? The other thing I want to talk about is that there's rescue fund assistance available, okay? There's hard, cold cash to put behind people's workouts. So the county has a program, he didn't mention it, but the county has rescue fund money available, and as well as the state of Ohio has put some money, $4.1 million behind helping people do a workout. Lots of times you need to have a down payment to get that loan modification or repayment plan, but also to bring folks current. There's folks that are just, they're making it, but they got behind, and they just, those late fees and late charges just accrue and accrue and accrue, and now they really can't get ahead and get back on track. So there is money available to put behind these programs, and as much as the Cuyahoga County has been the leader in this issue throughout the state of Ohio has been a leader throughout the country in being one of the first states to put their money where their mouth is and say, we need to support our homeowners in the state of Ohio. So we are very, very fortunate in Cuyahoga County and the state of Ohio. People are jealous of us across the country. They come to us and say, how do you do it? Because no one else has this like we do in the state. So you need to spread the word, because it's probably not going to be here forever. So we want to take advantage of this while we have it. So spread the word to your residents that there's money available through the counseling agencies, through NHS, to help them get back on track. And so I think I'll just end it there. We do have, again, I brought some brochures about our program as well as the 211. And just to kind of finish out, you know, Tony and I have to mention it. Because, you know, who would have thought 10 years later we'd be sitting here still talking about this? Tony Bracatelli and I, we sat on a task force about 8 years ago when we were trying to address the flipping problems, you know, the flipping task force to kind of say, you know, these people are coming in, turning over their houses, what's going on? And here we are several years later still talking about the aftermath. So, you know what, this problem, the cycle is starting to repeat itself already. We have a home repair loan program that's open to all Cuyahoga County residents. And the phone calls that we're starting to hear now is, just like someone mentioned earlier, you know, I just bought a house for $2,000 and it needs a furnace and a roof. Can I apply for a home repair loan? And I'm just like shaking my head, rolling my eyes, because now you see, you know, it's the same problem happening again. Home buyers see an easy way to get a house very cheaply. It's probably not in the best condition. They're not going to qualify for a home repair loan, or probably from any lender or from us perhaps, because they're a new homeowner. I mean, they just think they just went to the store and got a house. It doesn't work like that, and that's why the other piece of this solution that's in that toolbox is home buyer education. I brought our home buyer education brochure because now is the time to educate our future home buyers. Okay, there's a cheap market right there. You know, houses come and go, very quickly because they're so cheap. So we need to make sure that those home buyers are educated, and we need to start supporting home buyer education so that the next generation of homeowners will have the knowledge and the education to know how to sustain that home ownership. Part of the problem of what we're seeing in the group of folks that have lost their houses is that they didn't go through any education. They weren't prepared for that first emergency. They weren't prepared for any loss of income. Okay, there's no contingency plan. You need to have a contingency plan. You all know that, but folks don't know that. So we need to make sure that we're promoting home buyer education for our future homeowners. And that is also what Neighborhood Housing Services does. We do home buyer education, the 10-hour class. Okay, it's not a 1 hour in and out. It's 10 hours to make sure that you are mortgage ready. And you have a good credit score and can get a good interest rate. So I think I'll end it there on the kind of leaving it on a good note that we need to think of the future.